All right. What's good? What's good? Welcome to another episode of Talking Sports with Manny. Welcome to the YouTube channel. We're going to get this thing on and popping. The more that people show up, we're going to have fun today doing our starts and six. I'm going to give it a little bit, see what happens. But yeah, man, we are having a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun. So yeah, I did go live on Instagram as well. So yeah, this is going to be cool. Um, I don't know how all this is going to work, but this is my second time trying Instagram. I'll definitely try to see if it works this time around. So we'll see. All right. So let's go ahead and get into these starts and six. But man, these injuries are crazy. There's talks that Terry McLaurin might not play this week. He had to go see a doctor, another doctor or whatever. Timeout Sports, what's good, brother? What's good? So for Terry McLaurin to go see a doctor is not a good. That's not good. What that's telling me is that this injury is bigger than what we think. So, man, and I saw a report from this doctor that I follow. He said that if it's a hernia injury, that Terry's going to need surgery, and if he needs surgery, he's going to be out 6 weeks. So this isn't good. This is part of my fear to why I needed the Commanders to draft a receiver in the first round. They didn't do it, and now you're in this situation. You invested in Debo, which Debo has been spectacular. T-Mac going down. Hopefully Luke McCaffrey and guys like Jalen Lane could step up. They're thin at receiver. They kept 5 going into the season. They have Chris Moore that they call up from time to time. Noah Brown, is going through injuries. But let's go ahead and dive into these starts and sits, man. So we got a game coming up tomorrow. I got to see who plays tomorrow. I'm going to look that up in a minute. I want to see who plays tomorrow. Give me a second. Pulling up my help. Look up who plays tomorrow. I'm hoping it's a good game. I'm hoping like somebody like San Francisco or somebody like that. These last few Thursday night games have been they've been all right. They haven't been the best. They've been all right. Seahawks and Cardinals. Ugh. Well, I do love JSN. JSN is one of my favorite receivers in the league. So JSN and Marvin Harrison type matchup, right? Now, you guys know that I do not like to start players that play on Thursday night. So let's just stick to the Seahawks and Cardinals, right? I'm not starting Sam Darnold unless I need to. If it's a super flex league and I need to start Sam Darnold, that's the only way I'm starting that guy. That's one. On top of that, their offense is kind of shaky, right? Kenneth Walker, if you need a running back, you start him. Charbonnet possibly could be out. He was last week. He definitely could be out this week. So he could be a person that you guys could start, right? When you go to wide receivers, JSN is a must start. You start JSN. You cannot not start JSN. I'm starting him. Period. On top of that, we go to the Cardinals. Kyler Murray. I don't know what's off. Like something is not right with Kyler Murray this year. Not only is he not giving you the passive volume that you need, he's not even giving you. He's offering you not much. He's not offering you much at all. Even as a fantasy quarterback. Marvin Harrison Jr., man, this guy had a reception that could have been a punt type reception where he's running, he's facing Kyler Murray. He throws the ball and he goes to catch it like a punt and it goes through his hand. So I don't know what's going on with Marvin Harrison, but he's a non-start until he starts to produce. He's not producing. It's taking this guy a little bit more time to start looking like an NFL wide receiver. And is his confidence broken? I don't know. And then Trey McBride is a must start. So for this game, this Seahawks and Cardinals game, my only 2 must starts are JSN and McBride. That's it. Now, James Conner is out for the season. Trey Benson is going to be the new starting running back. He's a guy that I'm going to start with confidence just based off of just simple volume. I don't mind starting him. Says he needs to train with his dad. Marvin Harrison. Yeah, most definitely, man. He definitely needs to train with his dad. This is where it's okay for dad to be involved and to be really, really involved. I don't mind it at all because he doesn't look good. He needs to train with his pops more. Yeah, I mean, when it just comes to just forget the speed, forget the separation. When it comes to catching the ball, that should be what he should be known for because his dad had hands. You know what I'm saying? His dad had some of the best hands ever in the history of the NFL. So yeah, it's just sad. It's just really sad what's going on with Marvin Harrison Jr. But I'm going to go ahead and dive into the next game. Let me pull them up. All right. We have the Vikings versus the Steelers, right? Carson Wentz probably gets another start. Pittsburgh's defense hasn't been that great. They haven't been that great. So this could be where Carson Wentz could look decent. He looked decent last week. He probably looked decent again this week. So that's something to definitely look at. But only in Superflex leagues. We're not starting Carson Wentz in 1 QB leagues. Okay? Receivers, Justin Jefferson. Just because of where you drafted him, you almost got to start him. You cannot not play him. You took him in the first round in your drafts. And in Dynasty, you took him in the first round, maybe second round in Dynasty. So you got to start him, right? Now, Addison is now off of suspension. He's now coming back. So with Addison being there, he gives – so it's going to be either a big Jordan Addison game or a big Justin Jefferson game. I don't know which one of the two it's going to be, but somebody is definitely going to be open. Jonathan, appreciate you hopping on the stream. Please subscribe and like if you haven't already. Jonathan writes, Sutton or Hill in PPR. Give me Courtland Sutton just because I feel like he might get more targets. He might get more catches. And then Sutton is not really competing with any receiver, so to speak. You know, at least Hill is competing with Waddle, right? So give me Courtland Sutton over Tyreek Hill. I know that sounds crazy to say. But, yeah, give me Courtland Sutton coming off of that hot game last week. Yeah, I mean, I am in on Sutton. Kill4Y123. Appreciate you hopping on the stream. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, this is coming from Twitch. This is pretty exciting. I've never had anybody hop in from Twitch, but this is pretty cool. So it says, yo, I got a trade offer, and I'm getting Jay Jettas, Mahomes, Genty, and Travis Etienne, Henderson. Wait, this is a lot going on here. Hold on. All right. You're getting Justin Jefferson, you're getting Mahomes, you're getting Genty, you're getting Travis Etienne, and Henderson, and Tyler Warren. And you're giving away Gibbs, Juwan Johnson, Nick Chubb, Johnston, and Kyler. Yeah, make that trade ASAP. So really, all you're giving up is Gibbs. Everybody else that you've mentioned right now are just a bunch of Jags, just another guy. Yeah, definitely make this trade. If you're getting Justin Jefferson and Mahomes, and then you're talking about Tyler Warren and then Henderson and then Etienne and Genty, yeah, and you're giving away Gibbs and yeah, definitely take. That's a deal you need to take it. Take this deal yesterday. All right, Donovan, appreciate you hopping on the stream. Please subscribe and like if you haven't already. Donovan writes, do you think Zach Charbonnet for Pittman is good? That's a great trade. That's a great trade. I do like Charbonnet this season. I think that Charbonnet takes over the job at some point, but if you need receiver help, grab you some Pittman. Pittman has been good week 1 and week 3. Pittman is currently the number 12 wide receiver right now in fantasy. So, yeah, give me Pittman over Charbonnet. Moving on along, Jonathan writes, thanks, different league. I'm 0-3. Traded Barkley for Adams and Bucky. Did I get enough? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Now, I'm hoping this is redraft. It sounds like redraft, right? Barkley has not been Barkley. They're going to manage Barkley's touches this season. So you made the best investment for your team. Adams is going to be solid. He's going to have some up weeks, some down weeks. Bucky, to me, Bucky is on that level. Now, he's not on Saquon's level, but if you're ranking 12 running backs, right? And if Saquon is number 1 or 2, Bucky's like number 8, maybe 9. So the gap from Saquon to Bucky isn't too bad. So, I mean, I love this deal for you. Give me Bucky and Adams over Saquon Barkley any day. Galaxy Pickers was good. Appreciate you hopping back on, man. We had a great time yesterday. He writes, what's up? Trade CD, Ladd, and K9 for Warren, Godwin, and JSN. All right, so CD, let's just say that CD is going to be out for more than 4 weeks, right? So CD stock is down. Ladd McConkey, I said it on the last show, Ladd McConkey is currently the number 3 receiver on that team currently. It could change. So Ladd stock is down. Kenneth Walker, y'all know how I feel about that whole Charbonnet Kenneth Walker thing. If they both are healthy and getting 50-50 split, give me Charbonnet over Kenneth Walker. So you're getting Warren, you're getting Godwin, who we don't know. He's a wild card. He's been hurt. He's a wild card. He's coming back at any point, but we don't know. JSN, I'm in on JSN. So I understand this trade. I really do. But you might be giving up too much. But JSN, I feel like JSN could be a top 5 wide receiver this season. He says, I have JT, Rome, Addison, JCM, Worthy. Yeah, I like JSN a lot. All right, Gerard, appreciate you hopping on the stream. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please subscribe and like. Gerard writes, PPR, Genty or Benson. This is interesting. Like, honestly, at least this is a start or sit, right? And not a trade. So this is easy. Give me Benson. We've seen Genty for 3 weeks. He's given us nothing for 3 whole weeks in a PPR format, right? Give me Benson. Like, if Vegas was smart, why not give some passes to Genty? He has that ability to do these different things. So, yeah, give me Benson over Genty. Let's see what we have in Trey Benson. This is Trey Benson's season. Donovan writes, do you think Mixon is coming back? I just traded him for Daniel Jones because there's been no new updates. Yeah, if you traded Mixon and got Daniel Jones, you won. I don't know who Mixon is anymore. Before that injury, I was like saying Mixon might be done. His career might be done. So I love this trade for you. I think you won this trade. Even if Mixon comes back, look at that Texans offense. Does that Texan offense look good? So I like the trade for you. Kill4Y writes, my future team could look like Mahomes, Hampton, Genty, CeeDee Lamb, Jefferson, Tyler Warren, and for flex, either Chase Brown or Henderson or Ted or Godwin. That's a heck of a team. That's a heck of a team. And when these guys start to play to their full potential, is this dynasty or is this redraft? Regardless of the format, Hampton has now arrived, right? Najee Harris is out for the season. Genty, I still feel like Genty will get better as the season goes on. CeeDee Lamb, when he comes back, is CeeDee Lamb, right? Jefferson is Jefferson. And then Warren, to me, is a top 5 tight end this year. I love Warren this year. And then to have guys like Chase Brown, Henderson, Ted, Godwin, that's a solid team. Chef LNN, appreciate you hopping on the stream. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Chef says, traded away Adams and Olave for Nico. I like that. I had to kind of slow down. Adams, Olave for Nico, yes. It says half PPR, 10-man. Okay, makes more sense now. My team is Hurts, Nico, Jamar Chase, Genty, Chain, K9, Warren, DJ Moore, Debo, Monty. Jeez. Junkins, Godwin. You should win the title. If you do not win the title, I don't know. If your team is healthy, you should win the title. I mean, you're loaded in every position. Like Genty should get better. K9 has been solid. Warren is kind of up and down solid. But now, Monty, you can flip Monty for something even better. After that breakout game, this is a sell window for Monty if you want to upgrade or if you want to. But I think as is, you should win the title. Kill4Y says, redraft 10-man. Okay, makes more sense. You should win your league as well. Your team is pretty solid. See, 10-man leagues is just so much talent around because it's like literally 2 teams that are just floating. So there's just excess amount of talent. You can kind of like stack talent and kind of do different things. So, yeah, it makes more sense. Donovan writes, I traded Genty for Garrett Wilson. Win. You won that deal. I love me some Garrett Wilson. Genty's down right now. For you to be able to get Garrett Wilson is crazy. He says, I'm a Jets fan. I wanted Wilson on my team. but was it a bad? No, you won. You won. Garrett Wilson is an elite wide receiver. I understand the Jets offense is struggling, but Garrett Wilson is Garrett Wilson. Chef says, I'm 1-2, bro. It's wild. Players screwing them every game. Yeah, it's like no matter how good a team is, there are times where players could be bad. You know what I'm saying? Players could be bad, and it's like, or bad performances. So, I mean, I get it, man. I get it. I have teams where my teams are stacked, but I'm losing by like 0.2, or you lose by 3. Or this past week, right? I'm playing a game, and the guy I'm playing has Montgomery, right? And I have Mark Andrews. So Montgomery runs that last touchdown where he could have kneed the ball, took a knee, and he ran it in and scored. The guy starts talking trash. He's like, Monty, man, I won. So in the chat, I say, let's go Mark Andrews. Lo and behold, Mark Andrews scores the second touchdown. And then I throw up that little, gift like this. Like, so I get it, man. It's so easy to lose and so easy to win in fantasy. Like, you have no control over what these players do. Since I played against McLaughlin and Minnesota, ooh, yeah. That Minnesota's defense was special, man. To get 2 returns, and that's why I keep saying defenses do not belong in fantasy. But this is what it is, because if I lost to Minnesota, I'll be pissed off. But then again, I was in another league where defenses were allowed, and I won because of Minnesota. So it kind of goes both ways. But if I had to vote, I'll say no defenses for me. Let me check on Instagram and see if anybody has commented. If anybody, with the Instagram, I don't know. It's my first time using this Instagram platform, but I'll probably keep streaming on Twitch, and I'll keep streaming on YouTube, obviously. And then with Twitter, they can't comment. So for now, I'm liking Facebook. I'm liking streaming on Facebook. I'm liking streaming on Twitch as well. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's see the next game. Oh, so we talked about we got another question. Another guy from Twitch. Broly, appreciate you hopping on the stream. It says, yo, start 2. Kyren, Hampton, Mason. Woo, that's tough. Man, that's tough, man. Look, this is the toughest question I've gotten all week. Now, honestly, this is easy. And this is why. Blake Corum is coming after Kyren, right? So no to Kyren. Hampton is the main guy with Najee out, and Mason is the main guy with Aaron Jones out. So give me Hampton, give me Mason. Easy. What was hard was now easy. Kill4 says, this kid I'm trading with is not trying to give up Jefferson, but I'm giving him Gibbs. Yeah, that don't make no sense. If you're giving him Gibbs, Jefferson needs to be in the deal. That's just how I see it. Gibbs is special. I know Monty went off, but that offense is based off of the running game. And Gibbs, Monty, those guys are going to have huge weeks. And if you look at it, those guys get into the end zone. So it could be in a whole other season where Gibbs and Monty could potentially have 12 touchdowns apiece or more. Donovan says, which 2 do I start? Scatterbo, Kyren, Junkins. Woo! Y'all hit me with the tough ones, man. I got to go Scatterbo. Scatterbo is hot right now. Give me Scatterbo. I know who Kyren is. Kyren finally had his best game this week. But I'm intrigued at the upside of Junkins. So give me Junkins and Scatterbo. I think Junkins has an even bigger week this week because now he started last week. He did some good things, and he's doing it just off the ground and not really catching the ball. Give me Junkins. Give me Scatterbo. What's good, Sarch? I guess that's how you say it. Please subscribe. Please like if you haven't already. It says, stack the running back. Would you trade ETN for Keenan Allen in redraft? ETN for Keenan Allen. If I'm stacked the running backs, for sure. I think Keenan Allen right now is like the number 6 and number 7 wide receiver in fantasy. And look, Keenan Allen is looking like the number 1 option on the Chargers. I know Quentin Johnson is there, but Keenan Allen is the guy that he trusts more so in the red zone. So, yeah, give me Keenan Allen. I love that trade for you. That's a done deal. Broly says, sit Chase start Keenan Allen or Ibuka or stick with Chase. Ooh, that's tough. Man, that's tough. The only way that I'll sit Chase is if let's say I'm like 0-3 and I just need I just need something. Then I'll sit Chase. But if I'm winning, if I have a winning record, even if I've won a game, I'll probably stick with Chase because you drafted Chase that high. But at the same time, Keenan Allen has been productive. Emeka is going to be the main guy this week, especially with the injury to, you know what? But Emeka is playing the Eagles. He's playing a tough corner. So it's tough. And even with Keenan Allen playing well, there is other guys around him that can take away targets from him. So it's tough. For me, it's a toss-up between Chase and Emeka. So I'll probably say go Emeka. I think Emeka is going to get tons of targets. He could get anywhere between 12 to 16 targets this week playing against the Eagles. So, yeah, go Emeka, man. And, look, if I'm wrong and I come back next week, man, go off on me. Just tell me that I was crazy for that advice. But give me Emeka. I'm the kind of guy that I take risks. Like, if you're not playing well, I bench you. Like, I've benched Genty all season. People, oh, you drafted. No, he's not playing well. Get off my, go sit down. So if you're not producing for me and I'm taking losses, you're going on the bench. Like Mark Andrews blew up this week. He was on my bench. Unless I have no choice, then I start these players that aren't supposed to be benched. So that's kind of how I rock it. Kill4 says, this kid I'm trading with is not trying to give up Jefferson, but I'm giving him Gibbs. Did I read this one already? Okay, it's the same, yeah. So if you're not getting, yeah, tell him that Jefferson needs to be in that deal, or y'all don't have a deal. Or he can give you another receiver that's close to Jefferson, which there are not many, but like a Nico Collins or Drake London or somebody of that caliber. Yeah, lad, yeah. All right. Y'all keep the questions coming, keep the commentary coming. I appreciate y'all. It says, gotcha, you're awesome. I appreciate it. And hey, appreciate you. I didn't know that Twitch actually, like I've had Twitch for a long time and I've never, I used to stream on Twitch before, but if y'all are going to keep showing up, like I said, I'm going to keep streaming on Twitch. It's going to be one of the stuff that I stream on. Adam, what's good? Appreciate you hopping on the stream. Please subscribe and like if you haven't already. It says neighbors for Marvin Harrison Jr. and BTJ. Is this redraft or is this dynasty? Because if this is dynasty, then it's like if this is dynasty, I would go Marvin and BTJ. But if this is redraft, definitely give me neighbors for sure. Because Neighbors has been productive. Okay, redraft. Yeah. Neighbors has been productive. And even though, I'm not going to lie, Marvin and BTJ, they both have huge potentials because of who they are and their pedigree, like where they came from. So it could be great for you. Honestly, it could be great for you, but I trust Neighbors. Out of these three guys, I trust Neighbors. The other two have situations where their QBs are terrible. But then again, Jackson Dart is going to start this week. So we're going to see what that connection looks like between Neighbors and Jackson Dart. Donovan writes, do you think I should trade Charbonnet and Ridley for McMillan and Pittman? Definitely. If you're good at running back, definitely trade Charbonnet and Ridley. Yeah. McMillan is going to be in that. Hopefully that's the McMillan for the Panthers. He's going to be a dog this season. He's going to continue to get better, and he's eating up all the targets out there. And then Pittman, like I said, has a chance to be a top 12 receiver this year in fantasy. Adam writes, what about BTJ and Dobbins? Yeah, that's better. So you'll be giving away. So are you trading Neighbors and getting BTJ and Dobbins? Or it says BTJ and Dobbins for Neighbors. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. That's better. Like, because if you need a running back, Dobbins has been real productive, and BTJ should eventually start to show up, right? Yeah. So, yeah, if you need a running back badly, and because like I'm not a fan of trading Neighbors for two receivers that are not productive. But if you can get one of the non-productive receivers that could potentially do something, and then you get a running back on top of that who's been productive, That could be cool. That could be cool. All right, says yes. All right. I wonder if I can switch my platform. I can come off of. I'm going to remove Instagram from the stream, and I'm going to put Facebook on. I'm going to put Facebook on. Okay. I never knew I could do that. So I took out Instagram. It was like there was no traction coming from the Instagram. So I had to make that switch. It says, all right. Man, this has been a pretty good stream so far because y'all have had me busy. I haven't even kept to the script of these starts and sits of the games. So that's cool. That's what it's all about. I'd rather kind of go off of what you guys give me than what I'm telling y'all anyways, because y'all come on for advice, not the other way around. So, all right. So it says Sutton and Benson for Harvey and JSN. I love the Harvey and JSN side. So give me Harvey and JSN for sure. All right, so we talked about the players to start for the Vikings. Players to start for the Steelers. I don't trust Warren unless I have to. I don't trust DK unless I have to. Aaron Rodgers only in Superflex leagues. So that leaves it to there's no must-start players for the Steelers. The defense used to be a must-start, right? But now you can't even trust that defense. But the Vikings, you can definitely trust the Vikings defense potentially versus this struggling Steelers offense. So that's that. We go to the Chargers and the Giants game. Start all three wide receivers for the Chargers. We don't know who it's going to be. We know that they love Keenan Allen over there. We know that Quentin Johnson is tearing it up this season, right? But then it's like, who? Who do you trust? Who do you go to, right? So all three wide receivers I would start. Now there's a rookie tight end. I can't think of his name right now that the Chargers have. If you're like in a deep tight end league or you have tight end issues, that rookie tight end could be something. He finally got a chance last week and then played ball. So could be something. But that's like a flex risky start for the Giants. And also, I'm starting the Chargers defense versus the Giants offense, especially with Jackson Dart starting this week. Now, on the Giants, who would I actually start on the Giants? Cam Scatterball. That's it. And Malik Neighbors. Everybody else you can't really trust. And we're hoping that there's a connection that has taken place between Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors. Them going to Jackson Dart so early in the season, I'm not quite sure. But we're definitely going to see how that works out. Moving on to the next game, you have the Titans and the Texans. Man, do not start anybody on the Titans other than maybe Pollard. I know Tajay Spears is coming back soon, but Pollard definitely, he's been productive. He's like a low-end wide receiver. I mean, running back 2, early running back 3. He could be productive. He's a running back 2 to start in your running back 2 spot or a flex this week versus the Texans. Maybe this is a breakout game for Cam Ward. I don't know. That Texans defense is nice. I'm definitely starting the Texans defense versus the Titans this week. If you're looking for a kicker, the Titans kicker, he kicks long field goals because the Titans can't even get into scoring position. So they're kicking a lot of field goals. And then Alec Eiermanner, I like him a lot. If you're looking for a flex play this week, he could be a solid flex play this week. For the Texans, I'm not starting C.J. Stroud. I am not starting C.J. Stroud unless I need to. Donovan writes, who should I pick up? Woody Marks or Kyle Monangai? That's a good one. Give me Woody Marks. I don't trust Nick Chubb. I don't know if he holds up this season. Not only that, Nick Chubb looks old. He looks old. So give me Woody Marks. And then Kyle Monangai hasn't done enough yet to get on my radar. Swift is still there. Swift is still healthy. As long as Swift is healthy, But yeah, give me Woody Marks. I'm intrigued by what this guy brings to the table. Cam Daddy, what's good? Appreciate you hopping back on the stream. We had a great time yesterday. Cam Daddy writes, I traded Dobbs for Keenan Allen. I like it. I would trade Keenan Allen for Dobbins if I needed a running back. I would trade Dobbins for Keenan Allen if I needed a wide receiver. I think that's an even trade. It's not a bad trade either way it goes. It says half man PPR, 10 man. My running backs are Saquon, JT, Kyron, and my wide receivers are Ladd, Terry, Worthy. Yeah, you really needed this trade. That's a great trade for you. Your wide receivers are all over the place. Keenan Allen is outperforming Ladd right now. Matter of fact, you can start a Ladd and Keenan Allen because Terry's going to be hurt. Worthy is coming back from injury. Golden has been – is that Golden? I'm thinking that's Golden. Yeah, Golden has been up and coming, and Godwin is still injured. So, yeah, definitely you needed that trade. D Caddy, what's good? Appreciate you hopping on the stream. Please like, please subscribe if you haven't already. He says, I got offered Drake London and Tootin for Kenneth Walker. Okay, Drake London and Tootin for Kenneth Walker and Debo. Give me Drake London and Tootin. Look, it's nothing to talk about. I know Debo's been hot this season. I know Terry's out, so Debo could rise some more, but Debo is playing special teams. He is also returning kickoffs. So when he returns kickoffs, he comes to the sidelines. He's like breathing hard. He's catching his breath. So he is a two-way player in terms of playing special teams and also playing full-time wide receiver and then doing all the different things as a scat back that they have him doing. But I think that Drake London will eventually get better. Eventually, they're either going to figure it out with Michael Penix or Kirk Cousins comes in and takes over that QB position for Atlanta. Either way it goes, Drake London should be better. Give me Drake London over Debo. Give me Bashaw Tootin. I think he's coming. He's up and coming. He's starting to share some snaps with ETN right now. And like I said, the way that I feel about that Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker thing, I like the Drake London and Bashaw Tootin side. Since I have JT and I have Kyron already, but no running back behind them. So I get it. I definitely get it. All right, we were still on. Okay, here goes another question. It says, do you like Bo Nix versus Cincinnati Monday night? Yes, I do. Or Danny Dimes versus the Rams. Now, I'm going to say this. Danny Dimes has been a top, 3-4 quarterback so far this season. So maybe you just continue to ride out this whole Danny Dimes thing until it falls out. But then this could be the game, especially if the game is at the Rams' house. If it's at the Rams' house, give me Bo Nix versus Cincinnati. At the end of the day, the Cincinnati's defense is just trash. So, yeah, I'll go Bo Nix. Bo Nix is safer. Daniel Jones probably offers like the higher upside the way that offense is playing, but definitely give me Bo Nix. Max Steele, what's good? Welcome back. Max writes, both good plays, in my opinion. That's a tough one. It really is. Like you can literally go either way. I would say this. Bo Nix and Danny Dimes both will be top 10 QBs this week. So it's just all about preference at that point. So we were on the Texans, right? We were looking at players to start. The only must start on the Texans team was Nico Collins. That's it. I don't trust any other player, skill position, quarterback, but instead of but Nico Collins. All right. Light strikes. Appreciate you hopping on the stream. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It says, I'm thinking of trading Andrews and Monty for Keenan Allen. Andrews and Monty for Keenan Allen. Ooh, that's tough. All right. He says, I have Barkley, Taylor. Okay. Marvin, JSN, Junkins. Okay. Now, see, I get it now. The Barkley and the Taylor and the Junkins. Now you can kind of trade away Monty. And then your tight ends, you have Juwan Johnson, who's been consistent. I love me some Juwan Johnson. If you guys listen to my waiver wire show after week 1, I said grab Juwan Johnson. And everybody who did is benefiting right now. So, yeah, I get it. And then Mark Andrews right now, like this could be literally his only blow-up game. Who knows? So, yeah, I like it. And Keenan Allen would be a good replacement for Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, I like it. Because you have a surplus, I think that you're paying too much. But if throwing in Andrews, because Monty for Keenan is even, but throwing in Andrews in there, if that gets the deal done, get the deal done. At the end of the day, you're 3 deep at running back right now. Junkins is going to be a dog the rest of the season. Tyler writes, keep the comments coming because I'm going to get through every single comment. Tyler writes, trade ETN for Ridley or ETN and Ridley for Genty. Whew, that's tough. I think it's even. I think it's even. Yeah, it's even, but there is a higher upside with Genty. You just have to be willing to wait on all the nonsense that goes on with Genty, them not having a good offensive line, but definitely, I mean, before the season started, if you told me ETN and Ridley for Genty, I'm like, yeah, give me Genty. So it's one of those, like, there's definitely high upside for Genty. So I like it. Classy Man 16, appreciate you hopping on the stream from Twitch. Please subscribe and like if you haven't already. Classy Man 16 writes, Jamar Chase and K9 for Josh Jacobs, DeAndre Swift, and Odunze. At this point, I would say yes, because Odunze has been one of the best receivers in football so far this year. He's going to give you like those highs. Now, Jamar Chase is special, but with Joe Burrow gone, we don't know what we're getting. Like, it's going to be up and down. He might have a 38-point game and give you a 6-point game. So, yeah, definitely make that deal. I think you come out on top. Josh Jacobs is a dog. He's going to be a top 12 running back. DeAndre Swift is a solid flex. And Rome Odunze should give you the same amount of points, if not more, with no Joe Burrow with Chase. 4KT Owen, appreciate you hopping on the stream. It says, start 2. Junkins, Benson, Emeka. And it says, okay, let's start with that. Give me Emeka. It's hard for me not to start him. Give me Emeka and give me Junkins. And then it says, drop Bill for Travion Henderson. Yes. Even though I am a huge Commanders fan and a huge Bill fan, give me Henderson right now over Bill. With that whole Washington Commanders thing, is going to be a three-headed monster at running back right now because of the fumbling issues with the Pats' backs. They got to go Henderson at some point. So Henderson is going to be their main back moving forward. Maxwell says, thanks, bro. Great to be here. Curious on your perspective. You think that Junkins is a start over Kamara this week? It's tempting. It really is tempting, to be honest. And really, I won't be mad at you if you did it, because we know what we're getting out of Kamara, and we know that the Saints have a bad offense. But in PPR format, they are playing from behind. But even with playing from behind, Spencer Rattler have gone to the tight end, right? He's gone to Olave. He's gone to – okay, we got some breaking news. The Bucs have listed Chris Godwin as a full participant in practice. Could it be that Godwin makes his return? And it says, and please pick one to start. DJ Moore, Addison, or McConkey. Out of this 3, whoo, that's rough. Give me McConkey. I tried to trust DJ Moore last week. I tried. He had a great, juicy matchup versus the Cowboys and couldn't produce. I can't trust DJ Moore. I can't. Rome Odunze is just killing it. And then Addison is coming back off of injury. Off of suspension. I don't know that connection with Wentz and the offense. And so give me, at least McConkey hasn't been productive. But guess what? McConkey, we know who McConkey is in that offense. So give me McConkey. Cam Daddy writes, TJ Blockinson says Steelers D sucks versus tight ends. And then says Kincaid has Josh Allen, Zach Ertz, Terry's hurt. A bit of a pickle with this decision, half PPR. Now, as a Washington fan, I don't go, oh, Zach Ertz. No. Zach Ertz will get a lot of targets potentially with Terry out. But it could be a Luke McCaffrey game. Mariota looks and finds the open guy. So it's not a thing where it says, oh, Zach Ertz is going to get a lot of targets. I don't know. So Zach Ertz is eliminated. Kincaid did have a really good game last week. But can we really trust Kincaid? Right? And then you have TJ Blockinson. But I also said, for those that were on the show last week, I said, as long as JJ McCarthy is not the QB, I'm in on Hockenson, and it paid off last week. So out of these 3, it's crazy to say, give me TJ Hockenson, even with Addison coming back. I still like TJ Hockenson this week versus the Steelers. I don't know if I can trust Kincaid. Josh Allen goes to whoever he wants to go to, and so it's between Zach Ertz and Hockenson for me. I think Zach Ertz could have a good game, but if he doesn't get over 5-6 targets, I don't really know the kind of numbers that Zach Ertz will produce. The good thing for you is that tight ends haven't really been great this season, so just having a top 5 tight end or top 5 production kind of helps you from week to week with tight ends. So go Hockenson. Commanders game. There's only a few players that I would start that are must starts. If Jaden Daniels comes back this week, now if Jaden Daniels comes back, Zach Ertz is in play. So if Jaden Daniels comes back and there's no Terry, definitely fire up Zach Ertz. I promise you. But if Jaden Daniels isn't here and it's Mariota, then go Hockenson. Now, I would say this. For the Commanders, the only must start is Jaden Daniels if he plays. And maybe Deebo Samuels in the flex. Maybe. Let me see. Evan writes, 0.5 PPR, Travis Hunter, Josh Downs, Troy Franklin, or Tootin. Man, this is ugly. Woo! It's not Travis Hunter. I don't know what he's doing. I can't trust Josh Downs, so he's out. It's between Troy Franklin and Tootin. And the way that Cortland Sutton played last week, give me Bayshaw Tootin. Cam Daddy writes, appreciate the answers, man. Def killed and subscribe, man. Appreciate you, man. Def like and subscribe. Appreciate you. If you do Sunday shows, I'll holler at, man. Yeah, for sure, for sure. If I do a Sunday show, most definitely. Appreciate you. So it starts on Iron Manor and Godwin. Also, Thorny and Worthy. Okay, so yeah, Worthy's coming back. So Iron Manor, I like Iron Manor. Like, y'all, if y'all have been listening to me, I love Iron Manor. He's a guy that I would flex. If Godwin is fully healthy, 100% healthy, Godwin should kill this week. Because it's either Quinyon Mitchell is guarding Emeka or Quinyon Mitchell is guarding Godwin. If I had to pick, I think Quinyon Mitchell goes against Emeka because Emeka's been hot. You know, so they'll probably have their second best corner on Godwin. So if Godwin is fully healthy, I like Godwin. Also, Thorny, I'm rocking with Thornton. I think that Thornton has carved out a role for himself. Right now, he's currently the number 1 wide receiver on the Chiefs. That's without Worthy. Of course, when Worthy comes back, they're going to ease him in. But Worthy, Thornton are both similar. And if they both take off, I don't know who's getting the ball more. Super Squash, appreciate you hopping on. Please sub and like if you haven't already. It says start Garrett Wilson or BTJ. Oh, it's easy. That's Garrett Wilson. BTJ has done nothing. We don't even know who BTJ is. Like, who is Trevor Lawrence right now? It says Thornton. Yeah, Thornton. I figured it out. It says Mark Andrews or Kincaid. Whew. Man, that's tough. That's tough, man. It's like a toss-up. It's like a toss-up, man. Give me, I'll probably say after what I saw last week, give me Kincaid. Because at least Kincaid, you're fighting with Keon Coleman and you're fighting with, whoever else, right? But Mark Andrews is fighting with Zay Flowers. He's fighting with DeAndre Hopkins. He's fighting with Derrick Henry, Lamar. It's just so much offense, so many mouths to feed on the Ravens. Give me Kincaid. And I don't like Kincaid at all. Even through my dynasty years, I did not draft a lot of Kincaid. I just didn't believe. He had a good rookie season. Sophomore season was kind of funny. And this season has been up and down. But in this scenario, give me Kincaid for sure. All right, so we were on the Commanders, right? Now, for the Falcons, the must-start players that I would say is Drake London. It's hard to bench a guy like Drake London. You better have a heck of a group for you to be able to bench Drake London. Bijan Robinson, another must-start, right? Now, anything outside of Bijan Robinson and Drake London, like Darnell Mooney could be a flex. The Commanders do struggle to cover wide receivers. So between London and Mooney, one of those two are going to go off. We saw Trey Tucker go off for 6 receptions for, 150-something yards and 3 touchdowns versus the Commanders. So, yeah, they struggle when it comes to wide receivers and even covering tight ends. But I don't trust Kyle Pitts. I'm not messing with Kyle Pitts. I don't care. If I'm desperate and I have no other options, then maybe I start a Kyle Pitts, but he's a sit for me this week. Penix, I'm not starting Penix this week. I think he's going to struggle. But then again, he could ball because it's one of them things like when you couldn't score any points versus the Carolina Panthers, how can I trust you? It's kind of hard to trust you. So that's that. Let's get on to the next group of teams. All right, we talked Commanders, we talked Falcons, Saints. I don't trust anybody, not even Alvin Kamara, honestly. And I'm a big Kamara fan, but how can you trust that offense? Oh, Saints, Juwan Johnson. I'm sorry, Juwan Johnson, my guy, the tight end. He's getting all the targets. Olave could be a flex player, but yeah, Kamara flex player, and then Juwan Johnson is a must start for sure. Ed Rice, St. Brown, Kyren for Nico. Okay, Nico, Marv. Look, I just saw Nico and said no. I didn't get to read the rest. So St. Brown and Kyren for Nico, Marv, and Barkley. So pretty much Marv is X'd out right now. Marv is like pretty much nothing at this point, okay? So you're trading. Are you telling me that St. Brown is better? St. Brown is better than Nico, right? And Barkley is better than Kyren. So I mean, it's tough because St. Brown is one of those. St. Brown is a dog. He's a dog. I see it both ways. I think that Barkley turns up as the season goes on. So I would lean, this hurts me to say, I would lean the Nico side. Only because I know that Barkley is going to turn up as the season goes on. They're kind of like saving him right now. He's getting a few carries here and there. And I'm telling you guys, when it gets cold, you're going to see Barkley become Barkley again. And Marv, there's still hope that Marv could be something, but I don't trust him right now. So I'll lean Nico side. It says, personally, I lead the St. Brown way. I get it, man. Look, it's tough. It's tough. Like, I can see it, like you said, you can see it both ways. It just all depends on team makeup. Depends on what you need. So a lot of times these trades, like when you know what you need, you can kind of like piece things together. He might be deep at wide receiver to where he's like, look, I don't need St. Brown. Or I'm trying to upgrade because like St. Brown to Nico, it's a drop-off, right? But the drop-off isn't too much. Like let's say St. Brown is like wide receiver 3 this year. Nico could be wide receiver 10 or 11 this year at worst, right? So the drop-off isn't too much. But when you go from Kyren to Barkley, when Barkley becomes Barkley, that's a major upgrade. And then you get a Marvin for free on top of that. So that's a toss-up. So we talk Saints. For the Bills, Josh Allen. That's it. Josh Allen and, James Cook. Josh Allen and James Cook are the must-starts for that team. You can flex a Kincaid if you want. You can do different little things. Keon Coleman can be a sneaky little flex this week versus the Saints' horrible defense. Let me see. Ed writes. Ed said, I have Puka, Sutton, Rashi, Rice, and Holds. Okay. Now I kind of understand. Says, thanks for the reply. Appreciate you. Yeah, of course, man. Appreciate you. Now, let's get on into the Eagles and the Buccaneers. The Eagles, you got to start Jalen Hurts. I made a mistake last week. I benched Jalen Hurts in a couple leagues. I played in a bunch of leagues, but I benched Jalen Hurts in a few leagues because it's just been rough for that Eagles offense, right? But he passed the ball. He ran the ball. Jalen Hurts is back to being a top-tier QB. He's a must-start, man. I learned my lesson. You just don't bench a Jalen Hurts. I did have some pretty good options, but you don't bench Jalen Hurts. Saquon Barkley, he's a must-start. Is A.J. Brown back? I don't know. But he went off this past week. Devonta Smith is more of like a low-end flex if you need him. It's just kind of hard to see a team like the Eagles have Saquon and Hurts, A.J. Brown and Smith all produce. Out of these 4, and if you include Dallas Goedert, who's been solid all season, out of these 5, they're probably going to have 3 guys produce at a high level each week. So it's kind of like picking which of the 5. Let me see what Max is talking about. Uh-oh. Is this thing? All right, I'm about to say it because it says go Birds. Haha. Who'd you end up starting over him? I think I started who did I start? I might have started Mariota in one. Mariota was okay. He had over 20 points. He didn't have the close to 30 or the 30 that Jalen had. And then the other one, I think like a Justin Herbert or something like that. How did Herbert do? But, I love the matchup versus Vegas, so I took a risk. At least in the places that I didn't start Jalen Hurts in, I didn't lose. So sometimes I kind of like I'm risky. If you're not producing, I bench you. Junkins versus Detroit. Benson versus Seattle. Javonte versus Green Bay. Give me Junkins, man. I'm all in on Junkins right now. Like I think he's going to have a big week. Even playing from behind, he's going to be like the only bright spot for that offense. So give me Jenkins. I know that Benson is going to get his first, crack at being the number one RB on that horrible Arizona offense. Javonte Williams has been nice. I'm not gonna lie, he has been nice. But then again, they're playing Green Bay. I think that Green Bay, Micah Parsons, man, he's about to come and wreck that team. It might be a bad day for all Dallas offense, man. Especially with no CD Lamb. Oh, I don't know. Give me Jenkins. The more I think about it, give me Jenkins. All right, let me see who's next on my list. For the Buccaneers, of course, Baker Mayfield. He's a must start. Emeka is a must start. Godwin, if fully healthy, could be a flex play this week, but I'm not starting Godwin as my top 2 or top 3 wide receiver. That's just me. I'm not doing that. For the Browns, Jenkins. That's the only guy. Jenkins for the Browns. I don't know what happened to Jerry Jeudy. I don't know. The guy just evaporated into thin air this year. Joe Flacco, he's been all right in 2 quarterback leagues if you need one, but there's nothing special about the Cleveland Browns. Now, I want to see this Browns defense is pretty good, right? I want to see what this Browns defense look like versus this nice Lions offense. If they keep the Lions under 25 points, then I can say, man, this Cleveland Browns defense is truly nice. But this Lions offense is it's solid. So we'll see what happens there. For the Lions, you start everybody. You start Goff, you start Monty, you start Gibbs, you start Amon-Ra. Laporta for sure, because where you drafted him. The Panthers and Patriots. Start nobody. No, I'm just kidding. There are some gems. There are some gems right here. Ted McMillan is going to be a guy that you start just based off of the targets. But if Gonzo comes back, if Christian Gonzalez comes back for the Patriots, temper your expectations with what you think that Ted McMillan could do. So that's going to be a funny one right there. Ted McMillan, I don't know, but I do like him. He's going to get a majority of the target share. Chuba Hubbard is a must start. I like him. For the Patriots, Henderson, maybe Drake May in a 2-quarterback league. I don't see anything else. There's no receiver on the Patriots that I can say, hey, I trust that guy. Kill for Y. Right. I am 0-3 and I need help on trading or what to do with my team. Your team is Kyler Murray, Hampton, Gibbs, T-Mac, Godwin, Juwan Johnson, Chase. Your bench is CD injured. Look, CD Lamb is the guy that you flip. Trade CD Lamb right now. You're 0-3. Trade him to a team that's 3-0. They're going to want to stash. See, that's what you do. When you're down, when you're 0-3, and when your best player gets hurt, you take your best player and you put him on a block and you trade him to somebody who feel they can absorb that injury of CD Lamb and say, you know what? I can take CD Lamb and then hold him. I've gotten some wins, and maybe he comes back and then he kills it for me. Johnson is also another guy that you can flip. He's hot right now. I don't know if he stays this hot, but he's hot right now. Nick Chubb, Hollywood, Diggs, Fannin. You have a solid team. You need another quarterback. Kyler Murray's not getting it done. You're solid at running back. So keep Gibbs, keep Hampton. But if you have to trade one of them to better your team, you do what you got to do. T-Mac and Godwin are like. Juwan Johnson I like. So you have a pretty solid team. Some of these bench pieces you can package two for ones and kind of see if you can turn it around. Sometimes it just means that your team is just not ready. But I get it. Starting 0-3 is tough because 0-3 could easily be 0-4 and then 0-5, and then it's kind of hard to then kind of play catch up to come back. So should I trade JCM, Kyler, and Hunter Henry for Swift? No. I get it's a 1-quarterback league. If you have a better tight end, like why do you need Swift? It says I got Justin Herbert and Fields. Okay, I get it. So Kyler Murray becomes nothing at that point, right? You have a chain in Benson. Okay, so yeah, JCM doesn't really, I get it. And then you have Tyler Warren, tight end. I get it. But I think honestly, you can get a better running back than Swift. You traded these 3 pieces that are all solid. Hunter Henry just went crazy. And this could be the beginning of Hunter Henry. Like Hunter Henry's probably, after like another decent week, is going to be the number 1 tight end in football. So I believe you can do better than Swift, but I understand it because you do need another running back. So I understand it. Max Steele says snag Junkins in the 15th round in a rookie keeper league. People trash the pick when I got him. Look who's laughing now. He's looking like a viable starter, and I'm hiring him too. Same here. I was able to snag Quinshon Junkins, and I'm in 3 redraft leagues. I got him in every single redraft league late, like next to like my last pick. And yeah, he's going to be the starter. People saying Samson, because Samson had that great week 1 catching the ball, what he called like 8 passes. But we know he was drafted in the 2nd round of the NFL draft for a reason. So yeah, you got to steal right there. Noah says, Noah, appreciate you hopping on the stream. Noah says, Ladd or BTJ rest of season? Give me Ladd. I can't trust BTJ right now. They're talking about his wrist is hurt and this and that, and then Trevor Lawrence looks bad. Trevor Lawrence is throwing to every other receiver, not named BTJ and Hunter. So, yeah, give me Ladd. At least I know Ladd has potential to kind of have 1 or 2 crazy games this season. Pat says, should I trade Tyler Warren high? Yeah, you can. Honestly, you really can. I think Tyler Warren and your other tight end, both tight ends are great. You can trade either one. You can sell high on Tyler Warren, but definitely trade one of those tight ends to kind of like maximize value and kind of like plugging holes in your team where you're kind of struggling. Kill for Y writes, so you said to flip CD and Johnston. What could I get for them? Now, you take CD, right? You can possibly get a top 15 running back. Top 15 running back. Who's the top 15 running back right now? Give me a second. I'm going to log into Yahoo like I did yesterday and kind of make my list. Remember, I made my list of running backs. You can do a CD Lamb for Derrick Henry straight up. People are down on Derrick Henry right now with all the fumbles, and like Derrick Henry is like RB 17 in fantasy right now. So you can get you a RB that's ranked number 13 to number 24 for CD Lamb straight up, right? Because CD Lamb is CD Lamb, and then those teams that are winning, you got to go look at those winning teams right now and look at their teams and kind of see where they have a surplus of. Maybe they have X amount of running backs. And it's like, this is CD Lamb. If he gets back healthy and he's good, he could be a guy that can kind of help you win the playoffs. You can kind of like, tell him, hey, grab CD, stash him. Your team is already good. You can withstand the injuries, and he can be a league winner for you. So I think that CD Lamb can get you a really good running back, RB2. Even a CD Lamb for a Chuba Hubbard, honestly. Like that's the kind of deal I would make if I'm desperate for a running back. But I believe you can possibly find a better running back than Chuba Hubbard for CD Lamb. Or you can try a CD Lamb for who's that guy? Emeka, and try your luck. You never know. Noah writes, Chuba Hubbard or Breece the rest of the season. Breece has the higher upside, but I trust Chuba Hubbard more. And it's sad because both offenses are bad. Breece, when Fields is healthy, could be a thing. But that offense is just so bad. So give me Chuba Hubbard. Make sure I'm logging on Yahoo. 1 second. Let's see what we got going in fantasy. I want to see like who the actual guys that are ranked right now, top 15, top 20. That way I can kind of give you like a better answer on, hey, get this guy or get that guy. Fantasy, Yahoo Fantasy. There we go. Hey, Noah, appreciate the sub, man. Appreciate it, man. Like, I'm going to be doing more of these streams. Most likely every other week I'm more free. So this is like my free week. So I've streamed 3 days in a row so far this week and might potentially do a Sunday night show. Max writes, my bad. Did you already do the analysis on the Eagles game? Curious on your thoughts on how the game plays out. So I didn't do my analysis, but let's do it now. So you got the Eagles, you got the Buccaneers, right? So this right here is going to be like a heavy hitting matchup, right? Both teams are 3-0, right? The Bucs have a decent defense. The Eagles have a potential elite defense, right? So With no Mike Evans, that's more on a Emeka Egbuka, right? You have Emeka. Godwin might come back. If he doesn't come back, I told you guys to grab a Sterling Shepard from the waiver wire. I grabbed a lot of Sterling Shepards. So this could be a shootout, but at the same time, the Eagles are a funny team. The Eagles can play a shootout game and win, and they can play a low-scoring game and win. But that Eagles defense, like those two guys in the middle, it's going to make it tough for a guy like Bucky Irvin to run it. So I see Baker Mayfield passing the ball a lot. Baker could possibly get a 2 or 3 touchdown game, but also get a 2 interception type game as well. So it's going to be a funny game, real life purposes. Like being a Commanders fan, I'm definitely going for Tampa Bay, right? But the Eagles are just tough right now. They're winning all kinds of ways, blocking kicks, getting interceptions, getting sacks, running the ball, passing the ball. Eagles are loaded, so it's going to be an interesting game. The Eagles are the favorites, but I can definitely see a scenario where the Bucs make a play or two and potentially win this game. And also, it could be another big game for A.J. Brown. It could be. Buccaneers corners, I'm not too sure of, but it could be a potential game. I want to see a shootout. As a football fan, I want to see a shootout, but we'll see what happens. Kill4Y says, my RBs are Hampton, Gibbs, Chase Brown. My wide receivers are Godwin, Ted, and CeeDee Lamb. Since CeeDee Lamb is injured, so I also have Johnson. Yeah, so I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do because you have to put yourself in position to win this week. If not, going 0-4. Look, I've had some teams where I've gone 0-4 or even 0-5, 0-6. There was a team I had. It was 0-6, and I nearly gave up. I made a nice waiver wire pickup, and then we ended up going to win 7 straight games, made the playoffs, and got to the championship. I can't remember if I won it all or not. So never give up, because think about it. The teams that are playing well early are not the teams that are playing well later. This is exactly what I'm saying. So right now, Quentin Johnson is going crazy, right? He's going crazy early on in the season. Last year, he went crazy game 1, and then he was done, right? So a lot of times, these guys that are playing well at the beginning of the season don't necessarily play well at the end of the season, unless you have like the elite players like the Chase and the CeeDee Lambs and the Saquon Barkleys. Sometimes these guys that come out of nowhere, sometimes there are rookies that play well as the season goes on. Then they become league winners. Remember Amon-Ra St. Brown's rookie season? He balled out in the playoffs, right? And people won championships and things like that. So be encouraged. It's a long season. Continue to play, fight till the very end. I don't care if you start out 0-7, fight till the very end. Because you never know what can happen. People start losing, and you can possibly get into the playoffs with a 6-7 record. So you never know. Bryson, appreciate you hopping on the stream. It says trade Devontae. I'm guessing it's Devontae Adams. Trade Devontae Adams, Daniel Jones, and Krosky Merritt for Neighbors. I would if I'm deep at receiver and if I'm deep at QB. Krosky Merritt right now is just a name. He's just a guy right now. As much as I love him, I think that Krosky Merritt does become the main running back as the season goes on. But for right now, it's a split. So it's really Daniel Jones and Devontae. I'm hoping it's Devontae Adams or Smith. It doesn't matter. Adams, Smith, it doesn't matter which Devontae it is. It's a deal that I would make because of the high upside for a guy like Neighbors. Okay, I did that one already. Okay, Devontae Adams. Yeah, I would definitely make that trade. I mean, Devontae Adams, he's going to be good, but it's going to be games where it's a Puka game. And if you guys was on the show yesterday and I talked about Puka, look, those Puka stats was like crazy. Like he's on pace to like break the receiving record. This guy's averaging 9.5 receptions a game. So yeah, Adams is going to take a hit, right? So definitely, if you can get your hands on Neighbors, do what you got to do. Neighbors is going to be nice, and especially if he has a nice connection with Jackson Dart come this week. So if you're going to buy Neighbors, this is the week to buy Neighbors. If Jackson Dart comes in and makes plays and they have a connection, it'll be impossible to get Neighbors at this point. So yeah, if you can get Neighbors, get your hands on Neighbors. He's like that next best thing. He's that guy that's like going to be like potentially that next Jamar Chase, that next Justin Jefferson. He's in that mold. Max says, bro, I really appreciate the insight on that. Spot on. Bucks are going to play us tough for sure. Should be a fun matchup. Yeah, that's going to be one of my favorite matchups of all this week. So I'm looking forward to that one for sure. He says, got to watch out for Bucky out the backfield. Yeah, but, you know, when it comes to the Eagles, man, y'all got those two big guys in the middle, right? Got the two big guys in the middle. It's going to be all about if Bucky gets outside, right? Y'all lost Nolan Smith. Y'all lost some guys. Braun is, you know, all over the place. So Bucky, I like Bucky running outside and inside versus this game. And then also Saquon Barkley got to go against Vita Vea. So look for Saquon Barkley to kind of get some runs outside. This could be a Saquon Barkley breakout game. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun game. Fun game for sure. All right, so we just talked about the Eagles game. The Browns, we talked about the Browns and Lions for sure. Panthers and Patriots, we talked about that. Jacksonville and the 49ers. Of course, you start Christian McCaffrey, right? You always start Christian McCaffrey. Then, man, I don't trust anybody on the Jags. They almost sound like a whole bunch of Jags, honestly. All right, let me see. Kill 4Y says, is this fair for CD? CD and Johnston for Malik and Kamara. Yeah, but look, if you pull off this trade, you are the GOAT. We will crown you. Look, if you pull off this trade, come back and let me know. I will create a graphic for you that says Kill 4Y, the GOAT of trades. Honestly. The guy's 3-0. Try it. If you pull it off, like I said, look, even if you're giving him CeeDee Lamb and Johnston for Malik, that's also cool. To be honest, that's also cool. But if you can get Kamara as a toss-in, you the GOAT. Max says, crown him king now. All right, let me read this. Galaxy Picker says, trade CD Lad for Godwin and JSN. Yes. Y'all know me. I'm on the JSN train. So yeah, CD is out right now. Lad is down right now. Godwin is on the come up because he's healthy. Yeah, definitely. Give me Godwin and JSN for sure. For sure. So I'll probably be on this stream for another 8 minutes. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask them. Anybody who's just joining, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, all that good stuff. What's tomorrow? Thursday? I might get on tomorrow and do a little stream before the game. So that could be cool. It says, for this dude to accept, would it have to be like CD Johnston and like Chase Brown or some? Yeah, I mean, I think that CD Lamb and Quentin Johnson is fair for Malik Neighbors. You can argue that Neighbors had one good game, right? So, I mean, you won't know until you try. If there's a way that you can message the guy, say, hey, what do you want for that way you can ask them. Sometimes you ask them, hey, what do you want for Neighbors? Their price might be cheaper than what you was going to give them. So a lot of times if I can chat, I always ask them, hey, what do you want for this player? Because I'm glad I found this stream super insightful. Hey, appreciate you. I'm going to try to be consistent. Carter Hobson, appreciate you hopping on the stream. It says start Emeka Egbuka even with Baker questionable or wait and see. Yeah, definitely start him. Definitely start him. I don't care who the quarterback is. Like Emeka is like transforming into a superstar right in front of our eyes. But definitely, if Baker doesn't play, then obviously it kind of changes how you view Emeka. But yeah, definitely, I would start him. I'm all in on Emeka this week, even against a tough matchup. Eagles do have a tough matchup, and if Quinyon Mitchell is guarding him, it could be tough. But I think he's going to be peppered with targets for sure. This says, "What is Keel need more, RB or wide receiver?" Talk to us, Keel. What you need more? Are you still here? We got 6 minutes. Do you need a running back or a wide receiver? Let us know. We can help you before I end the stream. Let me check on the Facebook group, see what they're talking about. Let me see. Bronson says, got offered CD for Josh Allen. My other quarterbacks are Daniel Jones, Kyler, and Dart. Did you talk about this one yesterday? I remember this question from yesterday. This one is tough, honestly. If you feel like CD is going to come back this season, because look, check this out. What if the Cowboys are trash this season, right? And what if CD Lamb is out for more than 4 weeks? Let's say CD Lamb is out for 6-7 weeks. Maybe when CD Lamb is coming back, the team is so bad that it doesn't really matter if CD Lamb comes back. So keep that in mind as well. But in your case, I think you have good enough QBs to kind of like get by the season with Jones and Kyler and Dart, although they don't give you that Josh Allen, type of numbers outside of Daniel Jones. So it's not a bad deal at all. This guy said he's not trying to trade Malik. Yeah, so that's what I figured. That's why I said we was going to crown you the GOAT had he traded Malik. But it says start Kyren Williams, Quinshon Judkins, or Trey Benson. So out of these three, I got to pick one, right? Oh, give me Quinshon Judkins. Because I've been saying that all show long, so I gotta like stick to it. Like I've been asked similar questions like this all show, so I'll go Quinshon Judkins. I have to kind of like stay true to what I've been saying. It says 2 QB league. Okay. It says join the 8-man PPR Superflex. Man, 8-man. That means everybody's team is stacked. It says Superflex and took the abandoned team and traded Mike Evans and Godwin for Hurts, Olave. Okay, I like it. Should I hold on or try to turn Chase into CMC? Any other suggestions? Turning Chase to CMC isn't bad. I'm guessing this is redraft. If it's redraft, for sure. I think CMC is going to be more consistent, but obviously the injury history with CMC. But CMC, we talked about this on yesterday's show. The gap of the receptions that he has compared to the next running back is crazy. Like, as long as CMC stays healthy, he's going to put up crazy numbers and Chase-type numbers anyway. So I like it. Chasing to CMC is fair. But just make sure you have a Brian Robinson or make sure you have another backup plan in case CMC gets hurt. But it's an 8-man league, so there's tons of guys available on the waiver wire. Tamian says, here's my team. Quarterbacks are Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts. Okay, you solid. Two nice QBs. You got JT, you got a Chain, you got Scatterbo, you got Williams. Okay, you got Warren. Receivers, you have Emeka, London, Chase, Pickens, Olave. See, this is where you should keep Chase because you're stacked at running backs. And you removing Chase from this group, it makes your team a little bit not as scary. Having Chase, even though Chase is up and down, having Chase and London and Emeka, that trio right there, and then having Pickens and Olave as the backups, I don't think you need CMC. You're just being greedy. You're being greedy. You don't need CMC. All right, Kill40 says, my RBs are Hampton, Gibbs, Chase Brown. My wide receivers are Godwin, Ted, but CD is injured. So, yeah. It says it's also a keeper league. Okay. I get it. If it's a keeper league, you got to keep Chase. If it's a keeper league, give me Chase all day long. It says, I give Bucky for Rome. Now that's, I would trade Bucky for Rome. And if I needed a running back, I would also trade Rome for Bucky. But Rome is that guy. Rome is that guy. It says 2 RB, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 3 flex. My wide receivers are Chase, Nico, Devontae, Olave, DJ Moore, Godwin, Cup. My running backs are Henry, Jacob, Krosky. Okay, I see what's going on. Yeah, so you definitely want to add more to your running back room. Your wide receiver room is solid. Yeah, so if you can add to your RB room, I'll feel better about this team. McBride and Juwan and Pitts. Yeah, or you can possibly trade one of these tight ends, it being a 1 tight end league. So you can possibly trade one of these tight ends. But it being like a 2 running back league, you can kind of get away with Henry and Jacobs. I think both guys are durable. So Cam writes, I just wanted to ask someone else a fantasy trade question that I'm not sure about. Yeah, for sure. Branson says, I don't know if this changes my past trade questions. I get it, man. I get it. It's like, it's all about doing what's best for your team. Every trade is just team-based. We get through these. It says, What do I need? Then you said you would try to help me with my weaknesses. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Max, are you still here? We still got to help kill for why. This is trade. Should I accept James Cook and Derrick Henry for Jonathan Taylor and Breece Hall? Ooh, James Cook and Derrick Henry. Yes, give me James Cook and Derrick Henry. Although Jonathan Taylor is the number one running back right now, we don't trust Breece. I trust Derrick Henry more than I trust Breece. So, yeah, definitely. Grab me some James Cook. James Cook is like number 2 right now. Taylor's number 1. And Derrick Henry is going to outproduce Breece. That's an easy smash accept. Because out of Pickens, Keenan, BTJ, Metcalf, which 2 should I start? I like Keenan. And give me Pickens. He's going to get a lot of targets. Metcalf has been meh, and BTJ, I'm not starting. So, all right, we keep going. It says pick 3, Drake London, Nico Collins, Emeka Buka, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Deebo Samuel, Sutton, Roma Dunze, Kyron Williams. So it says pick 3. Give me Emeka, give me Amon-Ra, give me Rome. Ooh. But I do like Nico as well. That's tough. Give me Emeka, Amon-Ra, and Rome. Those are the 3 I'm going to rock with. So I traded Judy, who never got to start, Addison, who I never got to start, and Pollard for Javonte Williams, Ladd, Mike Evans. Did I win? Yes, you won. You won because Judy's value is down. Addison is a question mark. We don't know how he's going to perform. Now, Pollard has been solid, but Javonte Williams has been nice. Ladd upside. And then Mike Evans, when he comes back from injury, is Mike Evans. So, yeah, I believe you won that trade, in my opinion. It says, my Nico and Jordan Mason for Chase Brown, Deebo, and CD. Nico and Jordan Mason. That's 2 productive players for non-productive Chase Brown. Deebo's been productive, and so if you can withstand Chase Brown not being good right now and Chase and CeeDee Lamb's injury, then yeah, I would do it. But I like Nico and I like Jordan Mason. Like Jordan Mason did have 2 touchdowns this past week. Keep that in mind. It says, oh, and I got Javonte Williams. I forgot to add him. Nice. Ooh, these questions are coming in quick. Start 2. Javonte Williams, Swift, and Myers. Give me Javonte Williams and Myers. Swift has just been not so good this season. Start 2. DJ Moore, Pittman, Waddle, Jaylen Warren. No to Jaylen Warren. No to DJ Moore. Give me Pittman and Waddle. Yep. Still here. All right. Max is still here. Appreciate you. Since I'm trading. If y'all keep the questions going, I'm going to stream for another 30 minutes. Like, this is fun. I was going to leave. I thought y'all was going to slow down. And we just getting started. Since I'm trading for Bijan. 2 offers we both agree on. Rome and JJ for Bijan and Dak. That's spicy. Rome and JJ. I'd rather have Rome and JJ unless I desperately need a running back. He says for Bijan and Dak. I mean, Bijan and DK. It's not bad. It's not bad, honestly. It says or Tay, Kyron, London for Bijan, Garrett Wilson. Oh, give me the Bijan and Garrett Wilson right now. Give me this Bijan and Garrett Wilson right now. It says start 1. If no Fields this week, Darnold, Geno, Rodgers, Stafford. Oh my gosh. Woo. Man, Darnold, no. So Darnold gives you no upside, right? So now it's between Stafford and Geno. Geno did come off of a 3-touchdown game, but prior to that, he was sacked 7 times. And he was sacked 5 times. Man, it's tough. I can't trust Geno. Give me Stafford. At least Stafford might not score a lot, but Stafford is safe. Yeah, give me Stafford. It says, unless you think someone else is on waivers, that might be better. Maybe Dart. Heard he is a dual threat. He is a dual threat. Haven't seen too much of Dart, so that could be a nice wild card, honestly. Go Dart. Go Dart. YOLO. Go Dart. It says, will you trade Sticky Ricky for Sutton? Man, I can't. He says, Sticky Ricky for Sutton. I have Bo Nix, so you want to have that stack. Yeah, definitely. I think Ricky and Sutton are both kind of like the same caliber kind of receivers. So I can see that. It says, and if the owner says no, will you trade Nix and Ricky for a stack of Murray? No. Harrison will be your number 4 wide receiver. Nah, Nix and Ricky is far more superior than Kyler Murray and Harrison. I wouldn't even do it. Just nervous because when Jennings comes back, IU, Kittle comes back. I get it. So maybe you just try to move Ricky alone. But if Ricky balls out, how can he take a step back? Like, he might end up being that number 1 wide receiver for this team. So does IU come back fully healthy? Kittle, when Kittle comes back, that's a legit threat. Jennings is up and down. So I get it. It's a sell high on Ricky right now. It's Jaylen Warren or Breece Hall. Give me Breece Hall. 1 QB, 2 RBs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex, Baker Mayfield, Gibbs, Kyron, Nico, Amon-Ra, Juwan Johnson, Emeka, Quinshawn, Chuba Hubbard, Cortland Sutton, Debo. That's a nice team. It says, what's your opinion on who to play? It's a nice team, man. So you need 1 quarterback. If I'm going 1 quarterback, give me obviously Baker, right? So Baker's a must start. 2 running backs, you got to go Gibbs. You always got to go Gibbs. And I will definitely go Quinshawn Judkins over Kyron Williams. I think Quinshawn has a higher upside, but if you want safety, you go Kyron. If you want safe, the bare minimum, you go Kyron. If you want, man, this guy could go for 150 yards and 2 rushing scores, then you go Quinshawn Judkins. Your 2 wide receivers, give me Amon-Ra and Nico. Yep. And then 2 flex, you can flex anybody like a Cortland Sutton or Chuba Hubbard. No to Drake London. So, yeah, it's a nice team, man. It's a good problem to have when you have a nice team. DK Metcalf. Okay. It says, I don't know. I'm scared, man. I'm 0-3. Something needs to change, but I don't know who's going to accept CD. Yeah, you just kind of just play, just throw it up into like the chat board or into the chat. CD Lamb is available. I am taking the best trade possible. They're going to flood you with trades, and then you just kind of just sieve through these trades. Steelers defense or Seattle's defense this week? Who are the Steelers playing? I think we had it pulled up earlier. Steelers are playing. Who are the Steelers playing? Just from what I know, Steelers defense is bad. Seattle's defense, let's see. So Steelers are playing the Vikings. No. And then who's Seattle playing? I can't even find it. I'm looking at all the games, but I can't find it. Oh, they're playing go Seattle. They're playing the Cardinals. Go Seattle. Seattle all day. What are your thoughts on Rashee Rice as a flex option? I think that once Rashee Rice is healthy, he's going to kill. I love Rashee Rice a lot. He's going to kill. Appreciate y'all hopping on the stream. Please like, please subscribe if you haven't already. Kevin writes, trade Judkins and Emeka Egbuka for Jonathan Taylor. Ooh, that's spicy. But it's a 10-man, so I get it. It's a 10-man league. I would do it just because Jonathan Taylor is the number 1 running back right now, and he's like in that mode of a potential MVP season. If the Colts continue to win games, if the defense continues to play ball, if they continue to play with the lead, JT has a chance to be the MVP of the league this season if he's healthy. And with Daniel Jones, one thing I love about these running backs that play with quarterbacks that can run, when Daniel Jones hands off the ball and takes it back, you don't know if Daniel Jones is going to take off or hand it off. So I would make that trade, even though I do like Junkins a lot. I do like Emeka Ibuka a lot. But yeah, JT is JT. JT's in a whole nother stratosphere. 10-man PPR, different league. Godwin coming back off of IR. I have 3 tight ends to drop. Who do you drop between? Okay, you have 3 tight ends. You want to drop 1 out of these 2? I would say keep Hunter Henry, drop Harold Fannin. Hunter Henry went crazy. You can't drop Hunter Henry after what just happened. So Harold Fannin, he's been solid, but that's the guy I'll drop between the 2. I forgot to add Roma Dunze. I think he's a must start. He's a must start, man. Roma Dunze, he's a must start. I benched guys like Marvin Harrison for him. I benched guys like Drake London for him. At this point, leading the league in touchdown receptions, you got to start Roma Dunze until he gives you a bad game. Let me see. It says must start for me. He says my wide receivers are Monra and Nico, and then 2 flex. Yeah, flex or Dunze and Emeka. There we go. There we go. These are all of my African brothers. Yep. These are my brothers, my Igbo brothers, and Odunze and Emeka, my guys. He says, hey, man, traded Devonta Smith for Trey Benson. Great trade. Great trade. Yeah, there's no way Devonta Smith is going to be producing like he did last week. Great trade. Says, would you accept this trade? So I'm giving Gibbs, Juwan Johnson, and Kyler and Johnston, and getting Mahomes, Ladd, Henderson, and Warren. Whew. So Mahomes is an upgrade over Kyler. Ladd is, that can be Ladd. Henderson, he should take off at some point, and Tyler Warren. I would say YOLO. Why not? Why not? Like, your team is struggling. You need to do something different. Why not? You lose Gibbs, but you gain a lot of solid pieces. Hey, Kenny, what's good, man? Appreciate you hopping on the stream, man. I am doing amazing, doing well. I was supposed to be streaming until 6 p.m. Central Time, but the stream has been so fun. The interaction has been great, so I decided to stream for another 30 minutes. So I got another 16 minutes to go. We're having a good time. Appreciate you, brother. And shout out to the people from Twitch. Shout out to the people from of course, YouTube, obviously. And then the Facebook should get going eventually. Scott White, appreciate you hopping on the stream. Says, I'm debating on which RB to drop in a deep PPR league. Gainwell, Gordon, Rodriguez, Braylon Allen for Pacheco. So here's the thing. And this is going to sound crazy. I don't think Pacheco's any good. I don't. But is he the starting running back for the Chiefs? He is. I prefer these options over Pacheco, honestly. Here, Gainwell could be the number 1 running back because Warren has been up and down, right? Ollie Gordon, a chain is tiny. One hit to a chain, and Gordon could be the number 1 back, right? Rodriguez, I would say this. Rodriguez might be the one that you drop just because there's just so many backs in Washington. So Rodriguez is the one that you drop. But Rodriguez could be a nice option. He's game dependent and touchdown dependent. Braylon Allen, you keep him because we don't know what's going to happen to Breece Hall. So if you had to drop one, I would drop Rodriguez. But I'm not a Pacheco guy. That's just me. Carter writes, loving my team. Hard to know who to start. Still debating on either Kyron or Quinshawn. It's Quinshawn, man. It's Quinshawn. Like I said, if I'm wrong, call me out next week. It says, or could package CD and Gibbs and Johnston for like a crazy running back and a crazy wide receiver. Yeah, you can. Honestly, you can say, hey, league, CD Lamb, Gibbs, Johnson are available, but I need a haul. So you would need 5 pieces back. If you traded away CD, Gibbs, and Johnston, you need at least 5 pieces, or it just wasn't worth it, in my opinion. 12-team tight end premium, full premium, okay, 3-0. Would you make any trades or keep what I have? Let me see. Mahomes, you keep him. Garrett Wilson, you keep him. Quinshawn, you keep him. Garrett Wilson, you keep him. You got everybody that I like on your squad. Keenan Allen, you keep him. Debo, you keep him. Warren, you keep him. Ferguson. I didn't give Ferguson enough love today. Ferguson is one of those tight ends outside of Hunter Henry, Ferguson right now, Warren, and Juwan Johnson. These are kind of the tight ends that you kind of want to have. So Ferguson is a great piece to have, and then it being tight end full premium, yeah. And then on your bench, you have RJ, you have Travis Hunter, you have Fields, Goddard. I love Goddard this year as well. You can possibly trade Travis Hunter if you can get value for him. I'm not a Travis Hunter guy. I don't know what's going on with that offense. If you can get some value for him, you move him, but your team is solid. You don't need to do anything. The starters are solid, but on the bench, you can possibly try to see if you can move Travis Hunter. You think Quinshawn, even with playing against the Lions, even with Kyren playing the Colts have a good defense, okay? My thing with Kyren is Blake Corum is on his way. But at the same time, Kyren had his best game last week. Go look at what Kyren has done in the last 3 weeks. He finally broke out in week 3. Colts have a good defense. The thing with Quinshawn is he's the only bright spot on that Browns offense. So I get it. If you're afraid of the matchup, then you go Kyren. So Kyren gives you the safe, right? But Quinshawn gives you that upside. It's like that risky upside, but he could go crazy. So I get it. It's tough. So I only have one, Garrett Wilson. Okay, typo. Okay, got you. Because I also have Bijan. LOL, don't mind me. All right. It says, the guy I'm playing has Bijan CMC. I need to have Kyren. Sorry to say it, brother. So my Commanders play the Falcons, right? The Commanders have been solid against the run. If my theory works out, I think that Bijan is going to struggle to run the ball. Now, Bijan in the passing game, that's a whole nother ball game. Bijan will get touches. What you need to pray for is that Bijan is getting rushing attempts and not passing attempts. Against the run, the Commanders have been solid all season. Granted, it's been a 3-week sample size, right? So I get it. Scott writes, another deep PPR league. Should I drop Dyami Brown or DeMarcus Robinson coming off of suspension? Might get targets in SF. SF is just so deep. I would keep Dyami Brown because the way that Jags offense is set up, the guys that are not supposed to get the ball are the ones getting the ball, which means Dyami Brown, Parker Washington. Just go look at the box score. Those are the guys that are getting the targets right now. So I would keep Dyami Brown. DeMarcus Robinson, he could get targets, but it's too much. Is Kendrick Bourne? It is too much going on in San Francisco. So I'm not really touching any San Francisco wide receivers right now. So it's like a toss-up. It's all about preference. Should I give Ja'Cory Crosby merit and Harold Fannin for Jaylen Warren and Jake Tongs instead of dropping Fannin? Nah. I would rather keep Ja'Cory Crosby merit than trade for Jaylen Warren or Tongs. Like that's just me. Crosby merit over Jake Warren for me. Jaylen Warren for me. Harold Fannin over Jake Tongs for me. That's just me. I just subscribe. Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate the love. Oh, oops. Did I miss one? It says, would you trade Bijan if you were me to get better wide receiver depth and some depth? Absolutely. I'm always open to trading anybody. If I'm getting maximum value, like we don't know what Bijan's value is, right? Bijan he hasn't produced at the level of JT this year, but we all know who Bijan is. Bijan is like one of those guys, one of those dogs. So if you can get maximum value for Bijan, sold. All right. Okay. Worth it. Gibbs, CD, Johnston to get Mahomes, Henderson, Jefferson, Travis Etienne. Now you're talking. Yes. If you're going to trade Gibbs in a deal with Johnston and CD, you're getting Mahomes, Henderson, Jefferson, Travis Etienne, and Tyler. Now you're talking. That's how you do it. Because I'm worried about Miami's offense. I was offered Johnston and Jacobs for a chain and Ollie Gordon. Would you take it? I have JT and Mason as well. Yeah, if I'm getting Johnston and Jacobs for a chain and yes. Take the deal. Take the deal and run to the bank and cash it in. It says, who wins this trade? Bowers, Bill, or for Genty and Ertz, right? Give me Bowers and Bill. This is why. Bowers is in a whole nother stratosphere. I know he started out slow. Bowers is a whole nother kind of tight end, right? I believe that Bill ends up as the Washington Commanders RB1 as the season goes on. But you got to wait on Bill. Genty is down right now, and Ertz has been consistent. Yeah, but give me Bowers and Bill. That's a cheap Bowers share to acquire. It says, great talking with you, man. I look forward to seeing you on the next live. Most definitely, Carter. Hey, appreciate you hopping on, man. I appreciate you. Worth it. It says, give CD Johnston. I believe we already answered this one. We answered that one already. I won't need to use Johnston. We'll probably trade him. I have Amon-Ra, Odunze, and Adams. Okay. 10-man PPR. All right. It says, is Mooney someone I need to get off waivers? Against the Commanders? My trash Commanders? Pass defense? Yes. I think Mooney, like I told you guys early on in the show, if you were here, Mooney or Drake London will go off this week. I just don't know who between the two. Jay Cup, appreciate you hopping on. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. He says 12-man, half PPR, 2 flex. May, Chase Brown, Pollard, Odunze, JSN, Bowers, Juwan Johnson, Golden, Packers, kicker, Packers defense, bench, Caleb Williams, Tootin, CD, Bill, and Downs. I love the team. It says, this is my team right now. I love the team. Team is stacked. You need running backs. Obviously, you can upgrade from Chase, of course, Chase Brown. Maybe you package a Chase Brown and CD and see what you can get. Maybe package Chase Brown and CD and send them to this guy for JT or something like that. Or you can package a Chase Brown and a Caleb, or Chase Brown and a Downs, because Caleb is like the number 2 QB right now in fantasy. We looked at it yesterday, and it was crazy. We couldn't believe what we saw. So you can package a Chase Brown, or you can keep a Chase Brown, and then you trade one of your other pieces, potentially Juwan Johnson, or even a Bowers to then, upgrade. So yeah, definitely need another RB. Another RB, and your team is fully solid. Scott says, worried about dropping Tyrone Tracy in standard league. Wish they would put him on IR. I'm all over Benson, Scatterbo, and Tootin. So those are the guys that you have left, right? Or you're dropping him to pick up Benson, Scatterbo, Tootin. Because if you're dropping him to get one of these 3 guys, I'm in. Sometimes you have to drop a guy. It just is what it is. If you see something good on the waiver wire, always pounce. It says, so with my team, do you think I keep Bowers and Bill over getting? Okay, now it makes more sense. Are you willing to wait on Genty? If I told you that Genty doesn't play well until week 8 and week 9, was the trade worth it for you? Or if I told you keep Bill and Bill is going to ball out for you starting from week 6, week 7, or let's just say this. It's going to take Bill and Genty till week 9 to ball out, right? Was it worth it giving up Bowers for Ertz? Bowers to Ertz is not a drop-off in standard league, but it's just preference. It's preference. Trading Genty for Bill, but I believe that Bill has possibly have outscored Genty already. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to see who has scored more points, Bill or Genty, so far this season. My thoughts is Bill is leading the committee. I agree. That's just kind of how I see it. And then you got Juwan. I get it. It says Gibbs, Johnston, CD for Derrick Henry, Amon-Ra, Rome, and Caleb Fair. If you're getting Derrick, Amon-Ra, and Rome, yeah, of course. Easy. I got offered Derrick Henry and Breece Hall for Josh Jacobs and Chuba Hubbard. Do I accept? You're getting Derrick Henry and Breece Hall. Man, this is tough. I rather keep Josh Jacobs and Hubbard, at least because those 2 guys are solid, man. You know what you're getting. Jacobs is going to give you about the same production as Derrick Henry. And this whole new there's a whole new Derrick Henry right now. We don't know what's going on with that Ravens offense. There are times when they're going to pass, there's times when they're going to run. It's not the running Henry heavy like they did last year. So Jacobs, at least you know Jacobs is going to get a lion's share of the carry. And Chuba Hubbard is just a solid back. Brees, I can't trust Brees right now. I don't know what's about to happen. Yo, what's up, Zod? What's good with you? Said, should I trade a 26 first and a 26 second for Rice? Is this a dynasty question? I love dynasty questions. All right. Do I trade a 26 first and a 26 second for Rice? It's a super flex, full PPR dynasty league. I already have JJ. I have London. I have Brown. Should I move? It says, or should I move to get a RB since my starters are Mason and Brees? I would say if you're going to trade your first, you're already solid at wide receiver, right? And also, I don't believe that Rashee Rice is worth a first and second. That's just my opinion. When healthy, he's an elite type receiver. But in Dynasty, Rashee Rice is worth one first. He's not worth a first plus. That's just me. Also, I would trade that first and second for either an elite running back, or you trade that first for one running back and you trade that second for another running back, just to kind of like boost up your team a bit. It says QBs, Kyler Murray, running backs Kamara, CMC, Henderson, Krosky Merritt, Mixon. I love your group of running backs. Solid. You got London, you got Adams, you got Hollywood, you got Cedric Tillman, you got Tucker Kraft, Franklin. This is a solid team. Godwin, you got Juwan Johnson, Fannin. This is a nice team. I don't think he needs to do anything. It says, what should I look to upgrade? I'm definitely not trying to trade. Who should I look to get rid of? The team is good. Like, this team is good. This team is good. Now, if you can upgrade, definitely you want to upgrade your QB. If you can get somebody better than Kyler Murray, that should be your target. You're loaded at running backs, but definitely keep all of your running back depth, because those things go down like flies. Now, receiver-wise, you have, Godwin coming in and Cedric Tillman and guys like that. Ridley, you can possibly package a Ridley and Downs and, something else, one of these tight ends to get a better quarterback, or package Kyler Murray with one of these pieces that you want to get rid of and then upgrade a QB. But everything else is solid. I won't touch it. Either you leave the team as is or you upgrade your quarterback. It says, with your advice for packaging CeeDee Lamb, Johnston, I have people swarming. I told you. And all you do is weigh out all your options and take the best, because they're looking at it like this. Gibbs is a dog. He's a dog. He was a first rounder. CeeDee Lamb is a first round talent. Then you have Quentin Johnson, who's balling. So they're going to try to give you the best possible deal. And when you get that best possible deal, you're taking it and you run. He says, Daniel Jones. Okay. So you want to get Daniel Jones as a free agent and you want to get rid of a player. Okay. All right. That's easy. All right. Fannin. Just out of everything you have here, I'll either get rid of Fannin or Cedric Tillman has been up and down. Between Fannin, Cedric Tillman, Troy Franklin. Those are the three pieces. One of those three pieces I would drop. So whichever one you don't like out of those three, that's what I would drop to go ahead and get a Daniel Jones. Well, guys, this has been my time. Man, I've enjoyed you guys. Man, we've had a blast doing this stream. Hopefully, I'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully, I'll stream again on Sunday night. I will catch you guys on that next stream. If you haven't subscribed, like, share. Before I get out, I'm going to answer this one question. It says, do I start Juwan or Kincaid? Juwan. Appreciate you, Tamian. And then it says, need some desperate advice. Went 0 QB in the draft. Ooh, I'm 0-3, a bunch of duds. I got Brees, Pollard, Ramondre as my running back twos. Wow. Ooh, Thomas Jr. and London are not getting it done. Ooh. Man, that's rough. It says, good show, man. I was going to ask you, Evan Ingram. You can ask about, okay, so Evan Ingram, man, keep him on the bench. Don't get rid of him. Don't trade him yet. I believe he's going to catch on maybe later on in the season, but I don't trust him right now, but he's a guy to kind of hold on and watch. It says my standouts have been Irvin, Lamb, McMillan. It's a 10-team PPR. Extremely risky boom or bust material. These guys should be performing, but they're not. Yeah, just hang in there. With a 10-man, I like to use the entire bench as my going 0 QB in the 10-man is not a bad thing. Just stream. Because my other wide receivers are Trey Tucker and Debo. Boom or bust, both. I feel like I'm stuck with what I have even. Thinking of trading Lamb for immediate help. Yeah, trade Lamb for immediate help, man. Anything you can get for Lamb right now, you do it. You trade Lamb maybe for 2 pieces. It could be 2 regular pieces. It could be like a Chuba Hubbard and something else. But at least you know these 2 guys are healthy and they can help you win. When you go down 0-3 and you have a CeeDee Lamb, you have a Rashee Rice, you have some of these guys, you can trade them for immediate help. And it's okay. You trade them for immediate help to kind of stay afloat. Because at this point, you want to just try to win. You want to try to win. It says start 1, Pearsall, Jettas, or Mason. Whew, that's tough. Mason. Give me Mason. Big thanks to you, Honesty. Had to subscribe with the notifications. Hey, appreciate you, man. That's love. That's love right there. My last one, and I'm getting out. This guy is asking for CD, but I could get what can I get for CD? Maybe Jefferson, Mahomes for Kyler and CD. Yeah, give me Jefferson and Mahomes for Kyler and CD all day long. Or am I better off packaging? If you can get Jefferson and Mahomes for CD, that's what you got. That's definitely what you should do. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.